Hey guys, it's me, Greed here. Do you type GR in match chat when you're playing well / rolling the enemy because you actually mean hey guys great round? Or do you mean it as a self-congratulatory public masturbation of your own ego? Anyway, he ends up replying to me after I clarified. He says, thanks for clarifying. This game isn't exactly a bastion for good attitudes or sportsmanship. Depending on how the round played, you can see how you saying that could be misinterpreted. People are very quick to assume the worst out of people, but that's often because people do have the worst intentions with the things they say in the game. When people log into this game, they expect people to be rude and toxic, not kind or sportsmanlike, so they will take whatever you say and be looking at it through a lens of negativity based off prior experience. So, obviously there are a couple of things that we can get from this, and it's honestly a big reason as to why the game is pretty antisocial, right? A lot of people are just assuming that absolutely everything that happens ever is a form of negativity. I was already kind of aware that people were seeing Good Round and GG as something that was considered toxic if you were in like a role or something. Which is just so fucking bizarre to me, and I explained this in my reply to his first comment, where I'm like, imagine I played a game of basketball against a child, and because I went prime LeBron on him and just destroyed him, that I wouldn't offer to shake his hand. It's fucking silly, obviously. It's a basic form of sportsmanship to say good round and good game after every game and round, because it's not about analyzing how good of a game or good of a round it actually is. It's just it's a virtual handshake to be like, good job everyone in the game, just like good job, it was, the game, as long as people aren't like 6-man throwing, it's a good round, GG. Do you know what I mean? That there's nothing else to it. But people will assume that because you say that, they'll go, okay, what could it mean? He's saying GG because he beat us so quickly, and it's not. It's just because these people are crybabies. They just want to cry. So, I honestly think it's a big reason as to why there's a lot of bans going on, or why people get like reported and suspended a lot. It's because people are just going, oh, I'm interpreting what he said as toxic, I'm reporting that. And so everyone's just afraid of getting reported all the time, because, well, basically every time anyone says anything, someone will consider it to be toxic. And because of the fact that people are going to be subjective, right, with their, I don't know, what they equate to toxicity, people are just going to go, okay, well, I think GG's toxic in this scenario, therefore you're reported. And over enough period of time, they will eventually get suspended, as I have, as Derpy has, as many other people have, where they're doing things that are not necessarily toxic. Like, do you want to know what actual toxicity is? It's like hard slurring in your game. It's like threatening you with death, or wishing you death, or cancer or something, right? That is toxicity. Not, oh, you got beat a little bit faster than you would have liked to? Good game. And it's like, wow, you might as well have just sent a pipe bomb to my fucking house with how awfully toxic that was. Like, my monitor is physically melting from the toxicity that was just displayed in that GG. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I mean by, like, people being fucking piss babies about it. Because it's just not toxic, though, is it? It's just not a big deal, but people want to make it a big deal because they like to cry and complain. So now, no one in the game actually talks because they're all terrified of being banned, obviously. And then when the people do talk, everything they say is interpreted as some level of toxicity, even when it isn't. There's literally no winning. If you talk, well, you're toxic. If you don't talk, you're not a communicator and you're throwing the game because you should be talking. Do you know what I mean? There's no winning. You literally cannot win in Overwatch because everyone is such a crybaby, genuinely. And listen, I'm not excluding myself from this. I've been complaining about the game's balance and design philosophy and all this for years. I am a certified crybaby. I get it. But at least the shit I'm crying about is a little bit more in-depth than he said GG when I lost. He's toxic. Or he said nice shot to me after I missed and he killed me. Like, come on, guys. How have we gotten to the point where we're equating light banter as toxic? Like, people have forgotten what the word toxic means, right? Toxic is like physically or mentally extremely abrasive, like genuinely harmful, right? Which I would consider to be like slurs. Now, obviously, I'm a free speech absolutist. I think you should be able... Now, people are going to be mad at me for this. I think you should be able to say slurs, okay? However, I do believe that absolutely everyone should be able to criticize you for your use of language, and you should be able to be banned or suspended from a private company's thing if they do not support your level of speech. Now, I'm not entirely for that. There are arguments for it and against it because it's subjective. I don't like things being ruled by subjective nature. That is a slippery slope for me. However, I agree with Overwatch. If you're saying a slur or you're giving someone a death threat, you're banned. I do not think saying fuck you is bannable. That's silly. I don't think saying someone is bad is bannable. That's silly. It's just like think of all of the things that Overwatch has lost over time purely due to the fact that people are suspended for talking. Do you know what I mean? Like, think about how many people would be much higher rank if they could use their IGL skills, but are afraid to do it because they think that it's going to be interpreted as toxic. Like, come on, guys. We play a competitive first-person shooter game, and we think talking is toxic in so many cases. It's like, no fucking wonder no one wants to talk. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is my genuine crux of the issue, is that it's the subjective nature of different things can be considered either good to some people, not good to other people, bad, terrible, death threat, whatever it may be. The same sentence can be interpreted a million different ways, and therefore the ruling on its nature is inherently subjective. And ruling on subjective things is difficult, right? And I think the best way to look at it is to just assume that when anyone says anything, you should just immediately assume they're saying it in good nature. Because why would you ever attribute something that could be considered to be as, you know, non-toxic or good to be bad simply because when do you know what I mean? Like, you could have just said, oh, the good round, you know, that could have meant that he's just being nice and saying good round. But as a piss baby, I'm gonna assume he's saying we're all terrible and should commit suicide because he said good round, and that's what I'm interpreting. He's got 5 minutes on the time bank on Numbani. Yeah, he wants me to kill myself. Do you know what I mean? It's like, come on, guys, we are not being serious here. We're mostly adults. Though, genuinely, I think that people in 2007 playing Halo 3 multiplayer and were screaming the N-word at each other have more maturity than the vast majority of people playing Overwatch. Because, my goodness, I have seen so many tears from Overwatch players over shit that really is not that big of a deal. But they just love making it a big deal. I don't know why it's such a big deal to a lot of players. Like, even just the most basic conversation to some people, they'll just interpret it as, oh, you're obviously being rude to me. Like, if I'm on Hog, right, and the enemy team goes, okay, he's on Hog, let's go Hanzo, Ana, Zen, all this shit, right? And then my teammate goes, hey man, you should probably get off Hog, right? Play something else, maybe. Imagine I, in response to that, went, wow, you're being toxic to me. I'm reporting you. That's piss baby material. Genuine. That is sad levels of crying. But people are like that. People are gonna comment on this video and be like, no one's like that. No one's like that. No one's like that. Go on the Reddit, go on the forums. Everyone is like that. The majority of the people who play this game are unbelievable piss babies that just love to whine and cry and complain. And obviously that's me as well. I've been complaining about Overwatch for years, right? But at least when I'm complaining about Overwatch, like I said, it's about the actual, like, the stats of the game. It's about the design of the game. It's not he said GG to me and I think that's mean and therefore I'm reporting you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's different gravy, dog. It's not the same thing. And I get it. Criticize my complaints all you want. Say I'm a piss baby for crying about it. Absolutely. That's your opinion. You can believe that. And I honestly wouldn't even disagree with you. I think I'm a bit of a piss baby. But at least I'm not being a piss baby about fucking GGs and GRs. Do you know what I mean? That's an insane level of crying. Okay? Right? Because we're not going to get into the why I think I'm more right than them to cry. But it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. People are being just fucking unbelievable crybabies in this game, and I get it to some degree. Obviously, like Overwatch is a toxic game, but just it's not to the degree. It's like people like to create problems out of nothing. They'll be playing Overwatch and they go, man, no one's been mean to me in a while. That must mean that I've just been interpreting all of the speech as wrong, and that they have actually secretly been being toxic to me this whole time. But they're deliberately saying it in a weird way to make it not come off as toxic, so they're not going to get banned. That means every time someone says GG, they're actually flaming me, and therefore it should be reportable. Do you know what I mean? It's like they have no problems and go, and their brain, obviously, as a human, is like, well, if there's no problems, we need to solve a problem. So they create problems out of thin air and go, all right, time to solve it. And then eventually you get to the point where it's like, well, we have so few potential problems that I'm just going to assume that anyone that says anything to me is a form of toxicity and therefore should be banned, and I'm going to cry about it on the forums and on Reddit all day. Because people will... It's the same thing. It's like if you're against double hit scan and you're strafing around, crouch spamming, trying to move around, some people will look at that and go, you're teabagging. You're teabagging, and you're toxic for teabagging. You know what I mean? It's just fucking unfathomable piss babying. It's just crazy crybaby complaining. It is what it is. I honestly, I'm getting too annoyed over it. It's not a big deal. People can cry and bitch about whatever they want, like I've been doing for a long time. Anyway, I love you all. Have a good day. You're all beautiful. Praise the Lord. Goodbye. Have a good one. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.